It has been an action-packed home season in Indian cricket. The tempers have risen with the mercury. But now it's time to put all the bad blood aside. A truce has been called. India's premier T20 tournament is in its 10th year. 8 teams will go head-to-head with just one thought over the next 47 days. The IPL gets underway on Wednesday in Hyderabad.
Well executed. Man for man, each contributing as they went along.
Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on WION Sports. We are counting down to Season 10 of the Indian Premier League. We here on World is One News are calling it India's Cricket Carnival. On your screen right now are men who will know all about the IPL. Amrit Mathur is here in the studio. He ran an IPL team a few years ago and is one of the most well-known cricket minds in India. Also joining us from Ahmedabad is Shishir Hattangadi, who has been part of two franchises, the Deccan Chargers and the Mumbai Indians. There he is from Ahmedabad. So let's set it up then. Season 10 of India's Cricket Carnival is here. It is time to strap in and enjoy the ride. This is our preview to IPL 2017, which marks a decade of India's premier domestic cricket tournament.
Might clear the boundary, does he? That's big.
On the 18th of April 2008, as Brendan McCullum deposited ball after ball into the stands of the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore, a cricketing revolution began.
Oh, he's fetched and this. That's gone as well.
9 years, 584 matches, countless controversies and furthermore memories later, the carnival of cricket is back.
Yuvraj is feeling it, he's out, the game's over. The Kings 11 have stolen the match.
It's given a lot to world cricket. I think firstly from a domestic point of view, I think what we've seen is the domestic game here in India grow dramatically. We've seen a lot of talent come through the system and it's been a wonderful platform for young emerging players to rub shoulders against some international superstars.
Fittingly, in its landmark 10th season, the tournament that brings together the forces of world cricket serves as a timely call of truce between sparring stars.
I'm moving on from that now. I'm ready to take reins of this IPL team and get into this tournament. So that's done and dusted and it's time to move on.
An exodus of sorts of Indian superstars has dominated the build-up to Season 10, but unearthing the unheard of has been a penchant of the IPL over the years, staying true to its original tagline, where talent meets opportunity. With that hope begins the 10th edition of the Indian Premier League. As ever, there are no outright favourites, not too many massive underdogs.
Covering ground, takes it.
It takes punting of a different magnitude to call the IPL. Who will take home the title this time? Time, all 47 days of it, will tell. Yash Jha, WION.
Yes, also joined now from Delhi is by T.A. Sekar. He is a director of GMR Sports, someone who runs the Delhi Daredevils team as well. Let me start with you, Mr. Sekar. Thank you for joining us. Every year, Mr. Sekar, the IPL promises so much. And the best part is, it delivers every year. That's the beauty of the IPL.
Yeah, absolutely, because the people are looking forward to this tournament every year. And I think it's one of the best tournaments in the world.
Yes, Amrit, you know, you've been part of the IPL. A lot of the IPL initially was all about the surround sound. But over the years, it's become a hard-fought cricketing tournament.
Absolutely. I think the focus has shifted from the peripherals to the core, which is cricket. And I think that's a good thing. And that's why it is, as Sekar said, the best tournament in the world.
Yes, Shishir Hattangadi, when we look back at the 9 editions of the IPL, you can actually look back and each IPL pick 1 or 2 players who came to the fore. In a sense, as Tom Moody was saying, it's thrown up a lot of domestic talent as well.
And Digvijay, more interestingly, some unknown domestic talent, players who've sort of not made a mark in first-class cricket have got the bigger stage, have shown great qualities like temperament, playing in front of a full house, and obviously, that is a tick in the box for anybody who aspires to play at the next level. So, yes, it's picked up some unknown talent and it's showcased them. And what the IPL has given Indian cricket is a long list of players who are now playing for India, despite not having been acknowledged or recognized by their domestic teams. So that's a big advantage in terms of one of the findings of the IPL, if I may say so.
Yes, Mr. Sekar, you are right in the thick of it. I am told even as you are speaking to us, there's a practice match on. How kicked is your team to get this campaign underway?
We have got a very good group of players. We have got a terrific bowling attack with Rabada, Pat Cummins, Chris Morris and Zach and Shami. And we have got very good Indian spinners in Jayant Yadav, Amit Mishra and Nadeem. So as for the bowling is concerned, we are very strong. Our batting is also quite strong. Of course, Quinton de Kock participation is still in doubt. So it is a very big loss for us, but still we have Corey Anderson, Carlos Brathwaite and Sam Billings. I think we have very good Indian domestic players like Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Sanju Samson and Aditya Tare. So I think we will be able to put up a very good show this year.
Yes, we're going to break down those teams and all those numbers in just a bit. Enough about the past as well. Let's get to the present. Before we get cracking into the teams, let's just take you through some big numbers surrounding IPL 2017. Now, 68 overseas players will feature in this edition. David Warner, Steve Smith, A.B. de Villiers, Chris Gale. It's a galaxy of international superstars. But the IPL is as much for future stars as it is for the heavyweights. A total of 75 uncapped players feature in IPL 9. But the big problem surrounding the start of the season are injuries. As many as 5 players are already ruled out or dicey for the entire season. R. Ashwin, Sarfaraz Khan, KL Rahul, JP Duminy, and there's a possibility that Quinton de Kock could miss out as well. One big name not ruled out for the entire season but missing at least for the first week is the league's most expensive player, Virat Kohli, who gets paid roughly 15 crores a year by the Royal Challengers Bangalore. The most expensive overseas player in the tournament's history will begin his IPL stint this year. Pune shelled out 14.5 crores for Ben Stokes. Now, among the 8 captains of the franchises is one player who retired from international cricket in 2015, Zahir Khan, who is leading the Delhi Daredevils. 3 of the 8 captains are overseas players and they are all Australians. Hyderabad's David Warner, Pune's Stephen Smith and Punjab's Glenn Maxwell. Only 3 of the 8 teams completed their roster at the 2017 auctions, Gujarat, Mumbai and Pune. And fitness permitting, they will go into IPL 10 with a full pool of 27 players. The smallest squad this season belongs to the Kolkata Knight Riders. They have 23 players available. Let's get in Mr. Sekar first up. Mr. Sekar, bit of a problem in your team in a sense with injuries. De Kock injured, JP Duminy is not playing this IPL season, and there's also Shreyas Iyer down with chicken pox, we are being told. Have you asked Rahul Dravid to pad up just yet?
Not yet. We have enough ammunition in our side.
Okay.
So Rahul Dravid to do the mentor's role, that will be fine.
Okay, Amrit, perhaps that's why teams invest so much in depth, because it's a long tournament. It's very hot as we get into May as well, and it's also at the end of a huge season. That's perhaps why teams invest so much in having good bench strength.
I think you need 27 players because there are injuries, there are international commitments which sometimes the players have to meet. For instance, even this year. So you need various options depending on conditions, etc. And 7 Indians have to play in the 11. So I think 27 is a good number consisting of Indian and domestic players, Indian and international players. And very often, despite these numbers, you are struggling. Delhi has replacements, but it's a challenge to the composition and the balance of the team because Duminy, de Kock, Shreyas Iyer, would have been in the starting 11
Yes.
of the first match. So suddenly they're going to change the strategy, rethink what they're trying to do. So I think it's a long tournament. It's 6 weeks of hectic cricket. There are injuries, and also, as you mentioned, it comes at the end of a very busy Indian season. You know, Indian team and the players have been playing non-stop since September. So that's why these injuries to, you know, Ashwin, to KL Rahul, and to others. Virat Kohli also.
Yeah.
But I think despite all the players missing out and some of the stars not being there, the tournament itself is exciting and attractive. So if you look at the larger picture, the tournament just rolls on and holds great appeal to the spectators.
I know, I always like pulling the leg of my good friend Shishir Hattangadi. Shishir, where do your loyalties lie? Your Karma Bhumi or your Janma Bhumi? So I'm not going to ask you to pick Gujarat or Mumbai, but where do your loyalties lie in this IPL?
Look, Digvijay, I've been a part of 2 teams, and every time I was a part of that team, it finished last. So don't ask me about priorities. I have been pretty neutral in terms of watching the game now. Yes, I want to see some good cricket, and yes, like I said, there are a couple of teams that haven't won the championship, and to be fair to them, you know, they've been a little unlucky, like Delhi Daredevils, like Sunrisers. Oh, not Sunrisers, sorry. The ones who've been right from day one, RCB. I think they need a fair go at you know, the IPL trophy, because they've struggled over the 10 years. They've changed teams. You know, made an effort to perform. They've not had the luck, and T20 without luck, somewhere you lose out. But I'd like to see a new champion. So if you ask me, I'd like to see one of the teams that has been around for 10 years to become a champion, and somebody who hasn't held that trophy before. So, Sekar, my good friend, good luck to you, and of course, RCB too, because they are 2 teams that haven't touched the trophy yet, and hopefully this could be a year changer for them.
Yes. Also, Amrit, you know, because you talked about settled lineups, so when you cast your expert eye over how the teams are shaped up, who, in your opinion, has the most settled combination per se?
I think both RCB and KKR. They've had very few changes, and as you saw, the KKR has the smallest squad of, I think, 23 players. So I think that's a reflection of a team being settled. And you know, you mentioned about players to watch out for. I think I'd be very interested in what happens to senior Indian cricketers. For instance, Dhoni. You know, he's not playing Test cricket anymore. He's only focused on the shorter format. He's been rudely removed from the captaincy of the...
That's a story in itself. Yeah. You have perhaps four captains in that Pune team. You could actually rotate the captaincy between Faf du Plessis, Steven Smith, Rahane and Dhoni.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how Dhoni comes through this tournament. Similarly, I think it's a great opportunity for somebody like Shikhar Dhawan, for Suresh Raina, because also Rohit Sharma, because they're coming.
Perhaps Gautam Gambhir as well. Champions Trophy coming up.
Yeah, Gautam Gambhir as well, because Rohit is coming out of injury, and I think there's an opportunity as far as the Champions Trophy is concerned, because KL Rahul may not be sure of his place because of injury again. So I think it's very interesting how these senior Indian players cope and perform in this tournament.
Mr. Sekar, you know, despite the injury setbacks you have over the last 2-3 weeks suffered, you still have a very impressive contingent. But if I could ask you, Mr. Sekar, which other team apart from the Delhi Daredevils do you think has caught your eye in terms of getting their combinations right?
I think Mumbai Indians is a squad which is not affected by the injury at all. I think all the other teams have got injuries, and then player coming out of injuries. I think to some extent Sunrisers, they have quite a settled squad. But other than that, most of the teams have 2-3 players injured, or they're missing the first few matches. See, because IPL is always played towards the end of the season or just before a big tournament, so people would like to definitely miss a few matches to be ready for the international tournaments. So a lot of injuries happen because the tournament is at the end of the season.
Okay, Shishir Hattangadi, let's talk Mumbai, as Mr. Sekar was referring to them as well. A very settled lineup. In fact, you cast your eye over this Mumbai Indians team. It's largely had the same core players. But my worry with Mumbai Indians is that we have had a lot of players who haven't played much in recent time. You have Rohit Sharma, could be Rusty, Pollard, Harbhajan, Mitchell Johnson, even Malinga. They've all been coming back from injuries, and that's the problem. And Mumbai are traditionally slow starters.
A very valid point, Digvijay. If you've seen the IPL, and like we all have seen it over the last decade, what's crucial is the players who sort of don't get enough international cricket throughout the year. Whether they get into rhythm fast, whether they are able to cope with the pace of these matches that are back to back. These are all issues that crop up because somewhere there's a lull in their season. They play a couple of they're traveling salesmen, so to speak, of T20 cricket, and then they play this IPL, which is pretty much congested. So it all depends on momentum, and we keep using this word throughout the IPL about momentum. It's a team that picks up momentum quickly, and then once the first match is held, names don't matter. It's all about momentum and who sort of gets into their strides and hits their straps early. They are the teams that sort of go on, and with every win you can tick off a loss because eventually you're going to lose matches. So with every win you say to yourself, okay, I need one more to get to that last 4. I need one more, and you sort of keep that bad day aside, saying that okay, if we lose this game, you're fine, we are still in the run. So momentum is so important, and my worry is as bad as yours or as good as yours, that players who've not played enough international cricket will find it tougher to get into the system faster. So players who are playing domestic cricket obviously will hit their straps much faster and make sure that they can provide that momentum to their franchise.
Okay, Mr. Mathur, one great story. We always look for stories within the IPL. One great story is Sunrisers Hyderabad and the Afghan boys, Nabi and Rashid, who they've picked up. And I was speaking to Tom Moody yesterday, very excited by these two boys, and they have the owners. They were dominating the associate scene. Now this is the big stage for them. They can show the world what Afghanistan cricket's all about.
I think this has been a great story of Afghanistan's rise in international cricket, but I'm not sure how many opportunities Rashid and Nabi are going to get, because it's a matter of team composition. Only 4 players can play from overseas. But I think given the chance, especially Rashid, the leg spinner, I think we'll perhaps get a longer, more games in the IPL. So let's see how they perform. They're not used to this kind of pressure, this kind of attention, this kind of big stage they're performing on. So I think it's going to be a great challenge for them too.
Also, Mr. Sekar, since you're with us, let's talk some fast bowlers. And some big buys at the auction were Tymal Mills. You've got Pat Cummins. You've got Kagiso Rabada as well. This could be that kind of an IPL because every team wants a fast bowler coming in and knocking the opposition out.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a fast bowler who make the game exciting, because it is very difficult to get runs when somebody is bowling at 145 kilometers, 150 kilometers. So it's always a fast bowler is an exciting scene on the field.
Okay, so very quickly, Amrit, before I wrap this up and take a break, Kings 11 Punjab, we know what they did 2 years back, but since then they've been in a bit of a free fall. But they've got exciting players. And that's the beauty of the IPL. You have these exciting players like Maxwell, Miller, now they have Owen Morgan as well. They can start stringing a few wins through, then, they're in business.
And they've got very exciting batting. And don't forget they've got Viro in control, running the cricket also. And
some very good Indian bowlers as well.
And interestingly, today, Ishant has joined Kings. So you have Ishant and Maxwell, who were at each other's throat just a few weeks ago, playing together.
That's the IPL truce I was talking about.
Absolutely. I think when you're playing for the same team, everything changes. So I think it'll be interesting. And they have very exciting batting in Maxwell and Miller and Morgan. So let's see.
Okay, let's see how that pans out. Ishant Sharma and Glenn Maxwell. I'm going to take a small break now. When I return, we're going to look at the players we think you should watch out for once IPL 10 gets underway.